Hey there, so today we have another review. This is from Schilling, so part of the awesome package that was sent out. I think this is the last one. Yes, okay. So this is Schilling. They're out of New Hampshire. Pretty new in my mind, out of Littleton. New Hampshire for me, I can't name that many breweries out of it, and Swanee knows, and there's some other good ones, but for New England, right next to, actually, wow, they're really north. I mean, you guys can't see that, but it's all the way up north, next to Vermont, right? Yeah, geez, that's all the way up. I mean, I'm curious how far they are from Hill Farmstead. Anyway, this is a lager-based brewery, crushing it apparently. Foeder lagered Indikator. So Autor is a phrase that they use in German parlance. I think the original was Paulana Salvatore, so a lot of breweries want Etor. So we have Indikator. German style dark lager, 8%, Doppelbock. So let's see how this guy turns out. Love me some Doppelbock. There's obviously a dark version of Doppelbock. They have pale versions as well. Can you find any pale versions out here? Planck. Well, no, Planck sent the Weizenbock. Interesting. Anyway, Doppelbock. Rich maltiness, all that good stuff. So this beer comes in a deep ruby color. Little bits of brown on the sides, but nice solid kind of like ruby to like murky, deep amber. So deep amber copper, yeah, somewhere around there. It's like let's just say a solid copper color, right? Solid copper color. A little lighter than that. So deep ruby, deep amber to light copper. Wonderful head on that. Light tan. That's malts for days. I mean, that's Doppelbock. Then again, there are a bunch of other styles that you can mix yourself up with. Those include Wee Heavy, which is, that's a really hard one. And then Belgian Dark Stronger Belgian Double is another one. But for me, I sometimes am quite good at picking up Doppelbock. It's just, this one a little bit harder. I mean, obviously it's a fresher example. This one's only about like 3 months old. So first example, not shipped all the way. And then for me, strangely enough, I get a little bit of light roast character, but malts for days. I mean, Doppelbock, I mean, think of Meritzen just like, amped up with steroids. It's malts for days. It's all the Maillard. It's all the bread crust. It's all the toastiness and baked goods and like cookies and toasted bread and pumpernickel and bread, like, dinner rolls and all toast for days. Like, there's deep, rich, like yeasty, bready goodness. But there's a kick of roasting here, which is very interesting. I get a light kind of cocoa powder dusting. It smells quite nice. Cheers. I have a hair cold. I want to say that. That's pretty nice, yeah. One thing I will say, there's a noticeable hop quality to this beer. Ooh. All the rich maltiness up front, but in the middle, I noticed there's a bitter edge of this kind of like tea-like, almost like tannic, but I don't think the foeder would offer that. So there's this like noticeably like earthy, soily, black tea, kind of like noticeable bitterness that hits all right before the mid palate and goes all the way through. Really cleaned up this beer and actually plays really nice because it ends up a little bit like peppery and spicy to play into the malts, which has a little bit of this like light touch of roast. So just like hints of like shaved milk chocolate cocoa powder that plays with all this like rich breadiness and toast and all that good stuff. Nice kind of like toasted almond character, all the wonderful like toasted biscuity notes and toasted bread, and then a really nice kind of counterpoint and balance of the spicy bitter herbal hops, and the kind of light roast driving in there. Really good example of style. I will say that it comes off for me a little bit bitter, but I think that helps the drinkability at 8%. I think it's actually quite fun to have that. I find that the German examples are more just like liquid bread. Like those I find a little bit more enjoyable because it's just all malts for days. This one I find a little bit more balanced and just like an American nuance to it, where it's like I mean, I guess maybe, I mean, I haven't had them, but I guess maybe the German examples are, when they're like 3 months fresh, have more of a solid noticeable bitterness, but I doubt that. I really doubt that the Germans are drinking Doppelbock with this amount of bitterness. The IBUs on here are quite noticeable. Not a bad thing. I think it honestly almost plays into like barley wine, or like with the bitterness. I would get, I mean, full blind, you'd have to guess this is wee heavy, not Doppelbock, right? But it's like, yeah, I don't know. That's hard. And unfortunately, there are so few. I think that I literally get like 2 examples of Scotch ales in. So Trackcore and Orkney Skull Splitter. Sorry, excuse me. Orkney Skull Splitter. I actually have one in my fridge for studying, which I'll do after I take the written portion of the exam. But perplexing one. There's a muddled flavor in there too that I guess with the hops or something just like doesn't like sing all the way through for me. Like for me, like Doppelbock is like liquid bread. Like that's what I want. This one has most of that, almost all of that, but like there's some edges to it that are different. Not a bad thing. Solid. Let's go to 90. 90. That is Indicator. Yeah, that's a good score. Schilling, Food or Aged, Doppelbock. Very nice. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.